Madame Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow pace setters, and welcome to What's in It for You. Tonight, we are going to talk about the benefits of Toastmasters for your professional and personal growth. Hopefully, after tonight, the path and your success in Toastmasters is not going to be as elusive as it is right now. Thanks to 4 of our members, they help me, and we have the 4 panelists tonight, and each of them are going to present certain aspects regarding to this topic for about 3 to 5 minutes to showcase what you gain, what we all gain from being a member of a Toastmaster club. Here they are. Lorraine is going to start us with talking about the pathways. Alex is going to follow with describing the mentoring program. Then we'll have Twyla, who will list Toastmaster resources we can all benefit from. And Tsonga is going to share with us about the networking opportunities Toastmasters have to offer. Following the discussions, tonight we have a special guest who is going to share with us a short video, so wait for that. And we are going to conclude with a Q&A session where we will try to answer as many of your questions as we can. Please, during this panel discussion, keep your cameras on and mute your mics. Type your questions in the chat, and I will address them at the end of the discussion in the Q&A session. Madame Timer, Vesna, right? Please help us with keeping us on track. So light us the green light at 3 minutes, at 4 minutes yellow, and 5 minutes red for each panelist. And please let us know during the Q&A session if we exceeded the 10 minutes duration dedicated for the Q&A session. Thank you, and let's dive in. We have a lot to cover tonight. To start us off, our one and only VP Education, Lorraine Dion. For Lorraine, maybe something you do not know about her is while she is working on her pathway, she found that level 3 is the hardest because it seems to take much longer than her previous 2 levels. Something else you might not know about her is that she's afflicted by a strange illness and she believes that one can never have too much tablecloth. And plus that her cupboards are never too full for extra dishes. Lorraine, I hear you. I also suffer from a similar illness. Mine is towelitis. You can never have too many towels. Toastmasters, I give you Lorraine Dion. Lorraine, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, my awesome friend Andrea, for putting this panelist topic. I am going to present my screen to you. That's the part I always kind of challenge myself. Share. Do you all see my screen? Good. Okay. When Andrea asked me what's Toastmaster, what's in for you, I'm a lot learning about the pathways as I'm going through making them forward. So I want to make sure you guys all understand what is the pathway. We have 11 pathways. Each of us have chosen separate path, and we all get at the end pretty much the same thing. We get the chance to speak in front of a group. We get the chance to be more comfortable, depending on where you are. At this point, we have 2 new members, and I don't think they have chosen their pathways. Our role is to help you in progressing with what you really want to achieve. A good way to achieve your goals, your objective is to follow this pretty good idea. There's 5 levels in the pathways. The first one, everyone wants to be better in public speaking. Some of us want to be to have interpersonal communication skills. Some others, the strategic leadership. For others, the management. And I would say for most of us, the confidence. Let's say you just want a few of them. Not that you don't use them, but you find, let's say, you want to have the public speaking and confidence. You can easily choose engaging humor or even presentation mastery. According to this chart, they have specific objectives for each path. The more we learn about it, the better it is. So before you make your choice, it is important you go through what you really want to achieve. One way of doing it, there's an online assessment. Not all of us have done it, but it's a good tool. I've pasted the link just here. I will paste it in the chat as well. It is a good way to know what you want to achieve. It's a good way of learning your skill. You can also consult your mentor. If you don't have any mentor yet, just let me know. We will figure that out. And if you can always ask me if you have any question, because sometimes they all look the same, but sometimes it is that little thing that's different that will change your achievement. Depending on what you want, you choose according to your interests. It's just a few clicks and you will actually know what you want to achieve. There's 5 pathways, and as Andreea said, my challenge, my personal challenge, and it might be not for you, my challenge was with level 3, where I got to encounter my first elusive project. Each of them have elusive project, and we need to achieve 5 levels of them. This is how the pathway look. They mostly all look the same, but depending on what you want to achieve, there will be slightly difference in your evaluation process. This is actually resuming my pathways. There's 14 things to achieve in the pathways. 10 is elusive, and 4 are 10 required and 4 elective. Thank you, and back to you, sharing.
Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you very much. We now know if anyone had any doubt, when you are choosing your pathway, do it according to the goals you set for yourself. Regardless of which pathway you are choosing, you are going to get to work on the same skills, on the same set of skills, and you can focus more on communication or leadership. And do not worry, you are never alone at Toastmasters. There will always be someone helping you. It can be a mentor or it can be any of our members. And speaking of mentors, let's move on with our second panelist, Alex Campbell, who is going to decipher the mentoring dilemma. One thing you might not know about Alex is that in 1958, he was the Saskatoon City yo-yo champion. Some time ago, he even did a speech for Toastmaster showing his yo-yo tricks. Alex, I think I speak for everyone here. We want to see that speech. We want to learn those tricks. So please plan a meeting and share with us the yo-yo tricks. Fellow pace setters and guests, let's give a welcome to our Mentorship Program Coordinator, Alex Campbell. Alex, take it away.
Thank you, Andrea. You were going to put up my slides, so I'll launch in, and then when the slides come on the screen, we can follow with them. Back in 2014, one of our members named Elizabeth Suarez started a mentorship program for pace setters. I took it over in 2016 and have coordinated it ever since. Next slide. I've been a very fortunate person having outstanding mentors in my working life. When I first came out of university, I was very fortunate to have two senior engineers, both of which became president of my first engineering company, take an interest in me. One was an outstanding engineer that I learned a lot from technically, and the other was an outstanding people person who showed me how to operate as a leader of people. Both gave me a wonderful start on my engineering career. So a mentor is somebody that takes an interest in you and helps you. They can serve as a role model, coach and confidant, offer knowledge, insight, perspective, and wisdom. They help somebody become successful. Next slide. How about at Toastmasters? What does a mentor do? Well, they start with helping us get registered in pathways and working on our icebreaker speech. They should give some coaching on speaking skills and perhaps help pick the speech topics, proof speeches, comment on speaking techniques. The whole idea is to help the new member gain confidence with positive feedback and helpful tips. And of course, throughout this, they're going to be explaining and answering questions. Next slide. Now, aside from the obvious benefits to the new Toastmaster, the mentee, which is he or she is called, there are benefits for the mentor. It's a chance to grow in a new role and expand your skills. There is satisfaction in helping others succeed and seeing them grow in confidence. And you may learn something from your mentee. Hopefully you get a little recognition and gratitude from them. Next slide. There's also a benefit to the club. When members are satisfied with their Toastmaster experience, they likely will talk to their friends, and it should result in attracting some new members. Toastmasters always has a turnover. People come, they get what they want, and they leave. Some people get very frustrated because they don't get what they want. And those are the ones where a good mentor can help, because they can address all the issues that the new member is having and help them be satisfied with their experience. A good mentorship program gives a healthy, growing club. Next slide. So once we set up a mentorship relationship, the first thing is they should meet, and the mentor should find out what the new member wants out of Toastmasters. Of course, there may be a lot of questions. Then set some goals. How long do you want to spend? You know, some people have taken years to get through even one level of their program, but set some goals and milestones. And I always suggest that when your mentee gives a speech, you should do an evaluation independent of the one that happens at the meeting, where you give them some encouragement, some positive feedback, but also some helpful tips and suggestions. A mentor also might want to, if he feels that the mentee has some interest in developing some management skills, introduce them to the different executive roles that they can fill. Next slide. So a mentorship program is a learning experience for both the mentor and the mentee, and it's a benefit to the members and the club. Back to Andrea.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for reminding us the importance of a mentor, especially for new members. I hope that our new members here, and we have 5 of them here, will be proactive and reach out to their mentors and take on those benefits and make use of their guidance. And I think Alex even more for talking to us about mentorship and mentors-mentee relationship, as it is useful for newcomers to Canada. Me being one of them. Before coming here, I had no idea what a mentor is or what a mentor does. And when I came to Toastmaster, I got to learn and I built that relationship with my mentor. And thank you. She's here right now tonight. Twyla, thank you for helping me. You made a big difference in my confidence. Here I am in the panel discussion tonight. Thank you. Moving on, and speaking of Twyla, she's graciously decided to help me tonight with sharing more information about the Toastmaster resources and how you can find things that might be useful for your pathway. Something that you might not know about Twyla is that she likes sports. Even though she is not a big, sport playing person, she enjoys watching Canadian football and hockey. Nevertheless, when she gets the chance, she likes to play badminton and what else? I cannot see anything in here. And tennis. Sorry about that. Twyla set as a goal for this Toastmaster year to complete her level 5 in dynamic leadership pathway. Twyla, I wish you good luck with achieving that goal. And fellow pace setters, let's welcome Twyla Tafel. Twyla, you got the floor.
All right, thank you very much for that warm welcome, Andrea. And a special welcome to our visitors tonight and our past district director, Christina Cruz. Welcome, Christina. So I'm going to share my screen here and talk about resources to help you get the most out of being in Toastmasters. So get the most out of Toastmasters. Well, first of all, we want to make sure that we know what is Toastmasters. Well, we joined to become better speakers and improve our confidence and maybe gain some leadership skills. And at the beginning, success in Toastmasters might be elusive, but I'm here to help you get some resources to help you achieve goals in Toastmasters, depending on whatever they are. So here's some tips and tricks and more for Calgary pace setters. Well, meetings don't run without meeting roles. So meeting roles are essential for our club success. So who do you go to? Well, first of all, you can go to your mentor. And Alec Campbell has done a fabulous job over the years setting our new members up with a mentor. So if you've got questions, go to your mentor first. New members, if you don't have a mentor yet, we will get you set up with one. Second, talk to the VP of Education tonight. This year, that is Lorraine. And Lorraine, as well as Andrea, have presented over the past few weeks some speeches that relate to meeting roles. And we have recordings of those speeches available from Vesna, I believe. So you can always ask the VP Ed for copies of those recordings and watch Andrea and Lorraine talk about speech meeting roles. Also on our website, calgarypacesetters.com, it's chock full of many details, lots of information. One of those things is a meeting roles folder, and there you can find many forms that will give you some tips and tricks on how to do your meeting role to the best of your ability. And some of those roles include a Toastmaster, prepared speaker, there's evaluations. Now, Pathways is a little bit different because each pathway has their own speech evaluation forms, but the forms on our website can give you some ideas and suggestions on how to present your, well, general evaluator, grammarian, and so on. So have a look at those. Now, Lorraine already talked about pathways and that there's 11 pathways that you can choose from. Now, what are some resources to help you with pathways? Well, first of all, go to toastmasters.org. That's our first step. Take the quiz, get your learning assessment there, Once you've chosen your path, Basecamp will be your best friend for pathways. That is where you will see all of your information for pathways and how you can navigate pathways. District 42 website, d42tm.org is a fabulous website that can give you some tips and tricks as well. And Toastmasters International has a YouTube channel. You go onto YouTube, put Toastmasters International, followed by whatever you're looking for. You can find some excellent videos on the website. Now, what if you're looking to improve your communication and leadership skills? Well, Toastmasters.org, we have a Toastmasters monthly magazine. Right now it is digital. So you go onto the Toastmasters.org website. This monthly magazine has information on anything under the sun to do with Toastmasters. There's even a humor columnist at the back. So if you're looking to improve your sense of humor and how to be a joke master, we have that there. If you want to learn about how mentorship has helped other people and maybe get some tips on how to help your mentor, you can find that there. I mentioned our District 42 website. So here's the link, d42tm.org. Our district dispatch, which comes out monthly on the 1st of every month, has some tips and tidbits there. Please make sure you look at it tomorrow. Vesna and I have been working hard along with the contributions from other members of our district to put this together for you. Please have a look at it when you get the chance. It has some nice little tips help out. And then finally, social media. So the pace setters, we have our own social media for the club. District 42 has a social media page as well. Our region, and many of you, especially our new Toastmasters, may not know that after districts, we're put into a region. We're in Region 4. And finally, Toastmasters International itself, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So all of those resources will help you get the most out of Toastmasters and build a better you. Back to you, Andrea.
Thank you, Twyla. Amazing, very informative speech, full of all those resources. Pace setters and our welcome guests, you know already. Here you go. You have the resources. You have Toastmaster International website with the magazine. You have District 42 website with the dispatch, monthly dispatch. You have our website, Calgary Pace Setters, where you can find a lot of information about the roles and about what's going on in our club. You have the social media platforms where you can go engage, ask questions, and find the information you need. Thank you, Twyla. I think you helped us see that light at the end of the tunnel, or at least find those guiding points and make our Toastmaster journey less elusive. Let's move on. Last but not least, our fourth panelist for tonight, Zonka Buklieva. Zonka is one of our previous VPPRs from whom I've learned a lot, and something that she set for herself as a goal for this year is to enhance her evaluation skills. She joined Toastmasters in 2018 to improve her public speaking and leadership skills, and I think she's done a great job so far. I'm looking up to her and looking to learn more from her and with her in our club. Without further ado, fellow Toastmaster, let's give a round of applause to Zonka Buklieva. Zonka, you've got the mic.
Thank you, Andrea, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest Christina. I'm talking about networking today. If I had to introduce myself in this panel a few months ago, I would say I'm an introvert, I dislike small talk, and networking is not my skill, not my strength at all. For today's panel, I have a different introduction. And I have this introduction because of my time I spent at the Calgary Pace Setters Club and as a member of Toastmasters International. My new introduction sounds like this. I'm an introvert. I excel at starting meaningful conversations. And I believe networking is a skill just like public speaking, that everyone can develop. And just like public speaking, there is no one way to do it right. You just need to find your way. And this is what I'm doing thanks to Toastmasters. Now, before I joined Toastmasters, I had a gym membership, I had my full-time job, and my family. All my networking experience circled around these activities. At the moment I joined Toastmasters in 2018, approximately 20 people, their stories, their public speaking goals and leadership aspirations became my stories, my goals, my aspiration. Networking at the Calgary Pacesetters Club felt so easy. I didn't even think I was networking. I had good time. I enjoyed learning from the different fellow Toastmasters. It was fun. It was easy. In 2019, I discovered the events calendar on District 42. And I was mesmerized by the amount of different seminars, workshops, and activities the district hosted every month for us fellow Toastmasters. I set a goal in 2018 to visit at least one activity outside of the club every single month. And guess what? I accomplished that. I went to different seminars, I visited other clubs, I had amazing time, and I had the opportunity to network with Toastmasters, much more experience from me, and learn from their skills and get inspired. In 2018, I also volunteered at the youth leadership program, and I enjoyed it. It was scary because I come from Bulgaria, and I have to tell you, speaking teenage English is difficult, but I gave it a try once. I did it twice. It worked well. In 2020, I also joined a team, the PR team that was building the new website for the district. And working with this team, I had the opportunity to get to know them and many other fellow Toastmasters who assisted with building the website. So it has been amazing, starting from the club, going to different events, volunteering at the district, but I didn't stop there. I took advantage of the social media platforms our club is present at. So we are really a vibrant club, and we have different platforms that we use to promote our club. Like we have the website, the YouTube channel, the LinkedIn, the Facebook account, the Instagram account. Way too many things. I don't use them all, but I definitely take advantage of what is available to promote the club and also to build my presence on social media. And I have a personal success story to show you how social media and doing different things work to network. So this year I had the chance to go on 5 job interviews within my organization. 5 job interviews, and I was rejected 5 times. And every time, in every interview, I talked about my Toastmasters experience. But not even once anybody asked me a follow-up question. Such a disappointment. But guess what? I won the club contest, table topics contest, and then Andrea made a post on the LinkedIn account about the first place I won. I liked this LinkedIn post. A couple of other colleagues from my organization liked the post, and then a magic happened. I saw people from my organization looking at my LinkedIn account. And I was like, really? I have been talking about Toastmasters in 5 job interviews and nobody asked me a follow-up question. But a LinkedIn post got me the attention that I am trying to build and get from my senior leadership. So overall, the experience I had at Toastmasters had benefited a lot my networking skills. And again, just find what works for you. I'm an introvert, and Toastmasters helps me develop these evaluation skills or paying attention, noticing things that I can apply to build relations. One thing I would do differently if I start my journey today is every time I go to an event, I would connect with the Toastmasters presenting at this event or volunteering via LinkedIn, send them a thank you message, give them a short evaluation, and this way start a meaningful conversation. This would help me build a network. Thank you, Andrea.
Wow, great energy, Zonka, and thank you for the personal stories you've shared with us. This is to showcase how we can each make a difference in each other's life just by interacting and engaging on our social media platforms. And Zonka, I do not think English is teenage English is not a difficult language if you are coming from Bulgaria or any other countries. Teenage English is difficult, period. It's like Klingon. And I have two of them at home. And who has teenagers or who had teenagers can raise their hand. This is how it is. Thank you so much for sharing these wonderful stories. Touch my heart, especially that I was the one, to prepare that post. My intention as a VPPR is to support our members, to support our club, and help each and every one of you in here, to reach that potential that you have in you. I believe in you, and I put things out there. I do not know what's coming back. I'm glad to see that the positive energy our club puts out there comes back to us. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to my fellow pace setters, Twyla, Lorraine, Alex, and Zonka, for helping me tonight with this panel, with the panel discussion tonight. I hope you all learned some things. I saw we have some questions, plenty to discuss on our Q&A session. Fellow pace setters, time for questions. And I'd like to thank very much to our VP Education, which is my dear friend and my helper. She's already been answering some of your questions in the chat. I hope you got the answers you wanted. Right now, here you go, raise your hand, and I'll be calling on you if you have any questions for our panelists tonight or for our special guest, Christina. Anybody? Questions? Victor, is that a hand up or okay, just a thumb up? Okay. Excuse me, let me see everyone in here. Now I can see everyone. Do you have a question, Victor?
Just thumbs up.
Okay, just thumbs up.
Thank you for clarifying.
I do have a question about mentors. I'm not a new member anymore, but sometimes I do need some help. Do I get a mentor after I finish the mentorship program? So let's see, maybe Alex can help me with that, or some other more veteran Toastmaster in here.
Well, officially, our mentorship program is supposed to last around 6 months. However, we have a lot of people here in the club, I'm sure, that would be able to offer help, and I can check it out, see if there's any sort of a committee of senior mentors that would be able to. I think it would be difficult to kind of carry on for a year or two as a mentor, but occasional help here and there, I'm sure there's people that can do that.
Okay, go on, Christina.
I'm a member of more than one club, and the club I want to refer to is MVP Advanced. And I love seeing the club that has a mentorship program, but eventually we get to the point where we just all mentor each other. You're the funny guy, I'm going to call you. I don't know how to do an agenda. I really want to know how to share. I'm going to phone Andrea. And everybody has their strengths. So we end up through contests, through leadership journeys. There is no way I would have ever been district director without the mentorship of probably 50 different Toastmasters along the year. So although we start as a rookie with one mentor, and Zonka, you hit it on the head. It's the networking. It's who do I meet? Who has a skill set that I want? And how do I get them to give me some of that wisdom? So in my mind, and a lot of you heard it last year, mentoring goes on all the time. And sometimes it's mentoring in how to give a speech. Sometimes it's mentoring in how to be quiet and listen. I've been told. And sometimes it's more than just the speaking. How do I be a better president? How do I get more involved up the ladder? Or I really want to participate in table topics, or my evaluations aren't strong enough. What can I do? So the mentoring is available throughout the district and the world, but you need to ask. And when you do, there's somebody at the other end who's going to be thrilled to watch you grow as a leader.
Oh, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Christina. We have the support. You just have to ask. Let's hear from Zonka. If you have any questions, what's your question tonight?
Actually, I wanted to add something about mentoring, Andrea. I wanted to share two success stories with you. I will start first with my personal story, and then I will share a story about my daughter. So in 2018, I approached Allison and said, I'm looking for a mentor. Would you be my mentor? And Allison said yes. And since 2019, I'm meeting with Allison once a month. We're almost never missing a month. And in another time, when we have, like in another meeting, I can share why I chose Allison, but I just approach her and ask her, I'm looking for somebody to help me with my English. And since 2019, we are working together. Another success story, 2020, COVID, summer. I was so overwhelmed what to do with my kids. So I approached Jovana and asked her, would you mentor my daughter? And my daughter was 12 years old. Jovana said yes, and she spent the whole summer, once a week, every week in summer, like spending an hour with my daughter on Zoom. My daughter was doing table topics with her, preparing speeches. So I'm so grateful. I found these two mentors at the co-op for myself and for my daughter. So if you're looking for a mentor, reach out.
Thank you, Zonka. I think Carson has a question. Go ahead, Carson.
Thank you, Andrea. That was awesome story, Zonka, about how Jovana helped your daughter with Toastmasters related skills. So that's great to hear. My question goes to Vesna and Lena, respectively. You guys have taken on roles at beyond the club level at the area and division. I would just like your thoughts on how those larger roles compare to like club executive roles, because I'm considering stepping up myself in the future.
You should not say that in front of Christina.
Oh, she already knows. It's too late.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to get into the youth leadership, and she's the right person for that. As a PR person or PR manager, my goal was to get the DTM, which is the highest designation in Toastmaster. And part of that process is to work outside the club and do something at the district level. I was considering doing the area director, but I was helping Marcy with some PR work, and I love doing that stuff. So she kind of approached me and said that would be a good role for you to jump in and step into her shoes as a PR manager. I did not know what kind of work that is. I do love the work, but it's a full-time job that you're not paid for. And Christina knows that. Anyways, I'm enjoying, I am learning, and Marcy's a great mentor. So it is something like I'm telling my husband, and he's, you know what? It's going to look good on your resume. It's going to look good on your resume. Well, you know what? I told in my last speech I've done, I called myself Jackie of all trades. I know a lot of things about a lot of things. I just don't know enough to call myself an expert. So this is step to learn things, and I'm enjoying it so far, but am I gonna do 2 years as Marcia did? I don't know. I'm already looking for somebody to take my role and step into my shoes, but it's such a fun, and as Christina mentioned, we have a team that works as a content creators for the social media for the district. I love those meetings. We have so much fun. We play with PicMonkey and Social Pilot and all kinds of different tools that I've never heard before. And it's funny that all these tools are involving monkeys. I don't know why. Anyways, that's my answer. I hope that helps, Carson. It's a great learning, and it's a challenge, of course, but it's a great learning.
Thank you,
And I'll let
Vesna.
Lena
Thank you,
talk.
Carson. Any other questions tonight? Yes, Christina?
Just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to say, kind of bouncing off what Vesna said. One year I was a co-chair for a conference. I'd never done a lot of event planning, birthday parties or whatever. But the girl I worked with, Susan Kramer, was a project manager. If you're a project manager, it's a lot of years of school and it's a lot of fees. within my Toastmaster fees, I always tell people I got my PhD in project management that year. So if you work your networks properly, and Vesna is working under Marcy as a mentor, if we paid Marcy, that's her expertise, social media, we could not afford her. But as a volunteer, she gives her wisdom and her knowledge. There are people who do that in tech. There are people who do that in motivational speaking or keynotes. There are people that do that in performance reviews. You just got to find those people within Toastmasters. Youth leadership, there's some unbelievable people who have done programs for our students, and Speechcraft. We could do it for people, a small group. So there's so many very talented people. It does get worded like it's a job with no pay, but when I start adding up the expertise that I'm being given, the time is so much fun. I never think of it as a job.
Thank you, Christina. And let's hear from our area director, Lena. Can you impart with us a little bit of the wisdom you gain over the time with Toastmasters?
Thank you. Thanks for the question, Carson. When I became an area director, I offered myself and went through the interview process, and I got this position. I was really excited. I didn't know what I was getting into. There were several duties and responsibilities that seemed daunting to me in the beginning. Of course, there are pros and there are challenges. There are learning areas, learning opportunities. And like Carson said in the beginning, this is a safe place to make mistakes, safe place to make your failures, and nobody's laughing at you. And you don't have to be afraid of your failures and mistakes. It is, I had two goals when I started volunteering at the district level or as an area director. One was to gain more leadership experience, and secondly, my end goal is to gain a DTM. Again, there are, as an area director, you need to make reports, you need to do several duties within the confines of your computer, but there are other things that you need to do and make people do things. So that is where motivation comes in. You have to motivate people to do certain things. You can do your reports in your computer, but there are things that you would require from other people and they need to do it. Only then your work would be complete. So that is key for leadership. So that is one thing that I've learned. Make other people do things, delegate, motivate, and encourage people to do. So that I'll keep it short and sweet for right now, but I can elaborate later. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Lena. I'll pick you up on that too. You can write a blog for our newsletter, for our website, with everything you want to share with us. Fellow Pacesetters, our most welcome guest. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you very much for helping and participating in this discussion. Let's remember, with Toastmasters, we are already on that ship. On that rocket ship. Let's not question the seat and let's just take advantage of the opportunities we are offered. Thank you very much. And Lena, back to you, Madam Toastmaster.